Ever dreamt of naming your child after your favorite heavy metal band? Need a punctuation mark or a household appliance? Well, buckle up, because the United States, which is supposedly tagged as the land of free, has some surprising restrictions when it comes to baby monikers. From numerals that would make Elon Musk blush to titles that would give royalty a complex, we're diving into the hilarious and sometimes bizarre world of prohibited names in the US. So, let's get started. Number one, in Georgia. Who would have thought that the state of Georgia would take this to a whole new level? According to usebirthcertificates.com, Georgia has some strict regulations when it comes to the monikers bestowed upon its youngest citizens. Yes, you heard that right. The state of Georgia is not just concerned with baby names, it's downright policing them. Now, before you start picturing a squad of name enforcers patrolling the streets, armed with dictionaries and birth certificates, let's delve a little deeper into this peculiar phenomenon. Georgia's regulations on baby names are not merely a matter of personal preference or taste. They're enshrined in law. According to the aforementioned website, the state prohibits symbols, including accents in baby names. That's right, no ampersands, no asterisks, and certainly no accent marks allowed. But why, you might ask? What harm could a little accent mark or symbol possibly do? Well, it seems that Georgia is not alone in its quest to maintain some semblance of order in the chaotic world of baby naming. Other states have their own sets of rules and regulations governing what parents can and cannot name their offspring. However, Georgia's prohibition on symbols and accents is particularly noteworthy for its specificity and, dare I say, quirkiness. One can't help but wonder what prompted such legislation in the first place. Was there an epidemic of babies being named with emojis as middle names? Did someone attempt to name their child after a particularly complex mathematical equation? Well, the origins of Georgia's baby name, Ban, remain shrouded in mystery, leaving us to speculate about the strange and wonderful world of bureaucratic decision-making. But enough suspense. I know what you're really here for.
Please
You want
just
to know
tell
the
me.
names that fell victim to Georgia's stringent regulations.
You
So,
ready?
let's
I'm
start
so
off
ready.
with,
Ankh.
no, you cannot name your child after an ancient Egyptian symbol of life. Sorry, folks, but Georgia is not in the business of resurrecting ancient civilizations through baby names.
Thor.
As much as you might love the god of thunder, Georgia is not keen on having little gods running around.
La'ah.
Yes, you read that correctly. Pronounced La-Ah. This name may seem harmless enough, but Georgia is not having any of it. No creative spelling allowed here.
At.
Sorry, but you can't name your child after your favorite Twitter handle or email address. Georgia wants its citizens to have names, not usernames. Number two, in New York. New Yorkers who welcome babies are given a 30-character limit for first and middle names and a 40-character limit for last names. But that's not all. The Empire State reportedly has a ban on numbers and symbols in names. That's right, no hashtags, no dollar signs, and definitely no emojis allowed. It seems that when it comes to naming their offspring, New Yorkers are expected to stick to the classics. But fear not, intrepid parents-to-be. Despite the restrictions, there are still plenty of ways to get creative with your little one's moniker. From classic names with a modern twist to obscure literary references, the possibilities are endless. After all, a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet, right? And so, you also want to know the names that fell afoul of New York's strict regulations. Well, without further ado, here they are.
Toucan.
Sorry, but you can't name your child using your favorite number. New York wants its citizens to have names, not math problems.
Samantha with a dollar sign.
As much as you might love the idea of your little one being a walking, talking ATM, New York is not having any of it. No dollar signs allowed.
John at Thon.
Though some have tried, the at symbol is not an approved name. Sorry, Prince. R.I.P. Sure, it might seem cute now, but imagine having to explain your email address every time you introduce yourself. New York has better things to do than deciphering symbols. Sorry, but you can't name your child after your favorite email address. New York wants its citizens to have names, not URLs.
D'Artagnan.
As much as you might love Alexandre Dumas's swashbuckling hero, New York is not keen on having little musketeers running around, so There you have it, folks. New York's rules on baby names may seem strict, but they're just another quirky quirk in the tapestry of life in the Empire State. And who knows, maybe one day, little Toucan will thank the state of New York for sparing them a lifetime of mathematical puns. Number 3, in Ohio. In the heart of the Midwest lies a state that boasts not only the birthplace of aviation, but also some rather peculiar regulations when it comes to naming its newest residents. Yes, folks, we're talking about Ohio, where even the most creative parents may find themselves hitting a roadblock when it comes to choosing the perfect name for their bundle of joy. According to usebirthcertificates.com, Ohioans are prohibited from using numbers in names. Yes, you heard that correctly. No digits allowed in the Buckeye State. But fear not, aspiring parents, for all is not lost. Despite this restriction, Ohioans are granted the liberty to wield hyphens, apostrophes, and even spaces in their naming endeavors. It seems that when it comes to punctuation, Ohioans are given a fair amount of leeway. But why the ban on numbers, you may ask? Is Ohio simply trying to maintain some semblance of order in the wild and wonderful world of baby naming? Or perhaps they're just tired of deciphering birth certificates that look like they were plucked straight from a Sudoku puzzle. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure. Ohio's rules on baby names are enough to make even the most seasoned parent break out in a cold sweat. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. I know what you're all thinking. What exactly are the names that fell afoul of Ohio's strict regulations? Some of the examples are,
1010.
despite its rhythmic appeal, Ohio is not keen on having little time-related names running around.
123.
Sorry, but you can't name your child after a numerical sequence. Ohio wants its citizens to have names, not passwords.
86.
Sorry, but you can't name your child after a restaurant slang term. Ohio prefers names with a bit more substance. Certain states have stricter rules on naming, while others like Kentucky don't really have any. Anyway, here are a few names that courts in the US have actually banned.
King, Queen, Jesus Christ. Roman numeral 3, Santa Claus, Majesty, Adolf Hitler, Messiah, at symbol, 1069.
Each state has its own unique set of rules governing the naming process. But amidst the regulations and restrictions, there lies a world of creativity and possibility. After all, in a world where even the most mundane tasks can be subject to bureaucratic scrutiny, it's important to remember that a little creativity can go a long way. Tell us what you think about this topic. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, remember where you are and remember the law.